And the winner is Sam Neill for Evil Angels.
Occasionally, if you're very lucky, you get to work in something with which you are proud, and I'm very proud of this film.
How could he take her? I thought I knew the answer, but I don't! I don't!
I was an army brat. My father was in the army, so we moved around a lot when I was a kid. We went back to New Zealand when I was 7. I did have a really crippling stutter, actually. I think acting helped a bit.
I thought we should get married.
Well, what a handsome proposal.
There are a few things more enjoyable than actually rocking up on a set.
We are in the middle of the greatest feat ever attempted. This is science's chance to be daring.
You never get it right, really, and that's what's so tantalizing and wonderful about acting, is that there's no one right thing to do.
The family now, we all make sacrifices, and so will you!
Ricky Baker, happy birthday.
You've said that you're more scared of retirement than dying.
Yeah, look, I've had to sort of think about dying a bit more than I would normally for the last couple of years, because I've been, living with cancer. And, we're all going to die one day. But retirement's far scarier.
Australian actor Heather Mitchell has been a friend of Sam Neill for 4 decades. They appeared alongside each other in the 2019 movie, Palm Beach. Heather, thank you very much indeed for coming in to talk about your longtime friend. Sam Neill called you my darling Heather Mitchell in his book. Why did you love him so much? Why do we all love Sam Neill so much?
Oh my goodness, that's a question for so many people. But just seeing that wonderful tribute there, I think one of the words that comes to me immediately is humility. He had an incredible humility and courage and bravery, but amazing humour. And he was always curious, which was not only in his personal life, but in his professional life. He was curious about the characters he played. He had great pride in the work he did, but enormous pride in his family and the people he loved. And I think he just meant so much to people because he found a way of connecting with people beyond what almost any other actor I can think of could do.
You met him 40 or so years ago in your agent's office.
That's correct.
Did that Sam Neill change, especially with the great success, particularly that he enjoyed in Jurassic Park, that film that took him to the rest of the world? But that Sam Neill you met in that office, did he change much?
For me, I think the Sam Neill that I met was not particularly comfortable with fame that was sort of happened almost overnight for him with My Brilliant Career and then other work that he did. And I think that what he, from my perspective, what he really gained through the years is to enjoy it, that he knew that he wasn't more special than anyone else, and he could see the humour in all of it and was very self-deprecating. And I think that he grew to enjoy what the industry could offer him and what he could offer it, and became very comfortable, really comfortable in that world and in his fame and celebrity, really. Yeah.
People often talk about his acting. They talk about his ability to be quiet, to do a great deal with quietness. But when you think about that range of roles that he's played, how do you describe the quality of Sam Neill as an actor?
Oh my goodness, he does such a lot of work. He works so hard on the characters he plays. He thinks about the script so deeply. He mines and mines and mines into things so that everything is so interior and so worked out within him that he knows exactly. Firstly, he's technically so proficient and extraordinary
and yet
on film.
He didn't go to drama school, did he?
No, but he learned on the job, and he's done more films, I think, than anyone I can think of. And so he he sits in such, I think, comfort. He's so comfortable on a set. He's so comfortable working with people, and within that, so generous. I don't think any actor could think of another actor more generous than he is when you're working with him, and not only working with him, supporting young actors and older actors. You know, he has supported me enormously.
Tell me about that. Tell me about him supporting you as an actor, first of all.
Well, as an actor, he always. I remember him once saying to me, "You've got to go and do this job," and he'd point out particular things I should do or shouldn't do when I was younger. And then over the years, I mean, for instance, I just did a touring production of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I think he came 4 times. He came again this last time, this year, he came again. We both have had cancer at the same time when his cancer returned, and he supported me enormously through that, as he did other people with cancer, which is why this treatment that he had, which cured him of cancer, and he has remained cured of cancer, is so important to him, that it be available to people who are eligible for it. And that mattered enormously to him. And so he was an enormous support through that.
And yet today, obviously, you learnt the news along with the rest of us that he had died. Can you tell me about that? Because as you just said, he is cancer-free. How did you receive the news today?
I received the news, a phone call from someone very close to him, and didn't ask many questions, leaving it to the family and those very, very close to him to reveal the circumstances. I was still, I haven't processed it at all, very shocked. And but also, I know that Sam, I feel very strongly anyway, I don't know, but I feel strongly that Sam, as in that tribute, said that he feared retirement more than death. And I think that that is a truth, that he identified so much with his work and it meant so much to him. And I don't think that Sam would be happy not working. And if he was unable to work, I don't think he would want that.
And actually, as we sit here, there's a number of Sam Neill films still to come, aren't there?
Yes, indeed. This year, I mean, just this year, I think there were 3 films he had worked on, which are yet to come out, and he had some lined up ready to do. And I think his spirit will be doing them. I think his presence is around us all, most definitely.
Now, of course, we mentioned there that he came originally from Northern Ireland, but of course he went to live in New Zealand, and yet we feel him also as Australian. Did he feel that too?
Oh, I think so, very much. I think that both the cultural, his affinity with New Zealand and his love of the land, of the environment, of the waterways, of the birds and the whole culture, he just loved so much and had such a spiritual connection with, I think. Not only because he had has his vineyards there, and so many people that he loves there, but he loved being in Australia, and I think he loved dividing his time between the 2 places. And yes, I tend to forget that he's not Australian, and often think, oh, Sam's Australian, you know. But
so he is one of us.
He is one of us.
And one of them, and one of us.
Yeah.
There's another thing he loved, and he talked about this too a lot in his book, which is women and women actors, women directors.
Absolutely.
That he said women actors are better than we'll ever be.
Yes, and he's right. He was so right. No, he had great respect for all people, but certainly was a big champion of, within the industry, of female directors, and was, I don't think I've ever heard Sam, let alone complain about anyone, but never complain or be negative about a director, full stop, let alone, and certainly very glowingly supportive of female directors.
So it was important for him, that early experience working with very strong female directors.
I think most definitely, yeah.
If Sam was sitting here now, what would we be talking about?
Right now? We'd be probably, he might even talk about the albatross, where the albatross are nesting at the moment. He'd be talking probably about the next crop of wine. He'd be talking about whoever he'd be talking to, asking about their history and where they're from and what their story is. He'd bring out photographs of his grandchildren. He would talk about a script that he'd be looking forward to doing, and then discuss the news. But at the same time, I think Sam wanted things to be simpler. And I do recall him saying that he wished for the world to be a little simpler and not to be, you know, to be more peaceful and for there to be less to be worried about.
It's a beautiful note to end on, Heather Mitchell. Thank you for coming in and talking to us about him today, especially.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.